Did JetBlue stock bottom? In this video, we will review the unusual options activity data we detected today, October 4th, to answer this question. Before we do, I want to mention that the last JetBlue video we made was on July 31, on this day, before earnings, where we predicted the stock would crash, which it did, and you can see how much it's crashed since then, all the way to where it is currently. That's a negative 41% on the stock. And so if you shorted the stock, you would have made quite a lot of money. We bought put options and made more than 100% as well. So if you haven't watched this video to learn, make sure you do. We'll put a link at the top here if you have info cards turned on, and also at the end of this video. And so without further ado, let's get to whether or not JetBlue has bottomed now that it's crashed so much. So when we take a look at the options time and sales tape here, the data for the options market, we can see here that today it was 4,000 at 129, and there was also these 2,999 done at the same time at 12:46:54 second mark. This is the unusual options activity we want to focus on, because the 4,000 here is actually not that much in value. We can see here that they paid $13 for each of these. So the value of that trade is actually just $52,000. So that is not so much that is unusual to us. What is more unusual is this trade here, because of the 3 strike puts here. Okay, we believe these were being sold, and they were using the credit to help finance the purchase of the 5 strike calls, and they also sold the 10 strike calls. And so if they had sold the 3 strike puts, that's essentially saying they're willing to own JetBlue at $3 a share, 100 shares. Okay, so that is a buying power required about $300 by selling those 3 strike puts. And since they did 2,999 contracts, this was $899,700 of buying power, much more significant than the 4,000 contracts here. And so this is why we want to focus on this data. This is more significant. It can tell us more information as to what the wealthy traders are doing. And so if you are interested in this type of data, where we follow the trades of wealthy traders to beat the market, then make sure to join our membership, where we share exclusive videos that are valued over $1 million, because those wealthy traders have a lot more information and resources, sometimes insider information, to predict the stock price movements. And so click the join button on our channel homepage to learn more on how you can join to access that data and analysis that we share with our members. So let's get to this trade here. When we take a look at the options chain, this is January 2025, 471 days away. You can see here that the 3 strikes, those 3,000 volume, are over here. And also over here, the 5 strike calls and the 10 strike calls. Okay. And we can see that because the open interest is larger than 3,000 in all 3 of these options, these could be closing trades, and so not necessarily opening trades. However, both scenarios, whether it's opening or closing, we conclude that it is still a bullish long trade. Okay, because if they had originally, for example, bought the 3 strike puts and then they sold them now to close them, that means they are no longer bearish anymore, right? So that kind of thinking also explains why if this was closing and this was closing, then it would still be bullish. All right, so let's analyze what would have happened. What is the trade if they had opened this today? They sold the 3 strike puts, they bought the 5 strike calls, and they sold the 10 strike calls. And when you analyze the trade, you can see that this is the trade. Okay, you can see that currently JetBlue is at $4.71. As the price goes up on this x-axis, the profits start to increase. This is a profit loss graph here, right? And as it goes the other way, if it goes down, then it's a loss. We can see also the Greeks here, a positive 55. Okay, and we see also that since this here, this is the 0 here, this is the profit loss line on the y-axis here. So if this purple line or the blue line is below, that means these are losses. If it's above this 0 line, these are gains. So that's why as long as JetBlue starts to increase, this is going to be a profitable trade. And by expiration, the blue line, which is the expiration line, which is 2025, then JetBlue has to be higher than this amount, $5.55, for this trade to be profitable. However, this trader believes that JetBlue will start to increase much sooner, and that's why their trade will be following this purple line and start to increase in profit immediately. It does not have to wait till expiration date. Okay, so that is our analysis of JetBlue. Again, if you haven't watched our video on July 2031, make sure to take a look and review that to learn more on how we use strategies and analyses of this type of data to beat the market. Because if you're not beating the market, it's not because anything that you're doing wrong. It's just that you're not using the right strategies or the right data. Because technical analysis and fundamentals, they are not necessarily the best out there, even though that's the most popular types of analyses out there. This type of data, however, has a lot more accuracy because you're able to follow what the rich, wealthy traders are doing. Okay, and so watch that video. We'll put a link at the bottom here so you can review that. And to answer that question, yes, we think that JetBlue stock has bottomed. If you disagree or agree, please comment below. Very interested to know what everyone else thinks. And I wish everybody a great day. Thank you and take care.